Hi everyone. Well, in this video, I'm going to show you step number 12 of our locker box. Well, we finished step number 11 and it told us that we needed to add up all of our divider wood that we needed. My total came to 15 and 7/16. So once you have your pieces or the length that you need, let the teacher know. We'll cut that length for you, plus we're going to add on 1 inch. Why are we going to add on 1 inch? Well, real easy. We need to take into consideration the thickness of the blade. Okay, so that's where we're going to add that extra inch and give you a little bit of wiggle room in case you make a mistake. So I have my piece cut to 15.5 inches. The next thing that I want to do is I'm going to measure out my dividers. You want to start by cutting your short pieces first. The reason we cut the short pieces first is at the very end we would like a longer piece so we have somewhere for our hand to safely sit on by the miter saw. My shortest piece that I have is 2 15/16. So from the end, I'm going to make sure that I have a nice square end. If you don't have a square end, make sure you do a sawdust cut to get a square end. You're going to measure over, on mine, it's 2 15/16. Now, everybody's is going to be different, so you want to make sure you double check. Remember the rule, measure twice, cut once. So I measured out my design, 2 15/16. I'm then going to use my pattern, and I'm going to check to make sure that where my mark is the correct length that I want. So I checked twice, now I can go ahead and cut. Again, when using the miter saw, you want to make sure of a couple safety things. One, anything long dangly, make sure you have it back. You want to have your safety glasses on. Push your material flat up against the fence. Now, when I line my line that I created up with my blade, I want to make sure that I'm getting my entire piece. So I measured from this end to this mark. So that means my mark should be on the right-hand side of my blade. Now, if I were measuring a longer piece and I wanted to keep this part, I would want it on the left-hand side. But for right now, I'm going to set it on the right-hand side, line it up. Make sure your miter saw comes to full speed before you begin your cut. Wait for it to come to a complete stop before you lift it. And there I have my first piece of 2 15/16. Then you just continue on with your smaller pieces until you get to your larger ones. On my pattern, I have 3 pieces. I can take a look at my patterns to see where they fit. I want to measure it up on here. Looks great. Pre-cut the other pieces, so I have a 3-inch one. Check it, looks great. And then I have my 9.5-inch piece. Looks great. Now, a lot of people start to put their pieces inside of the box to make sure that they fit. Well, we didn't put our router grooves in here yet, so we want to make sure that only one of our pieces is going to fit, and that's the long one that you have. It would either go from top to bottom or side to side. Again, everybody's pattern is different, so you're just going to have one piece that fits in. And I take this and I place it inside of my locker box and see if it fits in there straight up and down. Now, if it doesn't fit because it's too long, you have 2 options. One, you can do a sawdust cut on the miter saw, or you can take it over to the disc and belt sander and sand a little bit off until it comes in. But just remember, whenever you're doing that, you can't ever put more material back onto your wood, so only take a little bit off at a time.